Hey everybody, welcome to the Pensky file. Today we're going to be playing a board game called Pandemic. Get it out of the glare for you. There it is. Pandemic, we're going to be doing a solitaire play. It's a 2-player to 4-player game. I'll be playing by myself, playing as 2 characters. So let's get to it. Alright everybody, so here we are with the board laid out. We'll finish doing the setup. I've shuffled the infection discard. I've got the player cards here. The epidemic cards are not mixed in. All our tokens, the outbreak meter, and the infection rate meter. These are all the diseases. I'm not going to really run through all the rules as we go, maybe explain a couple things as we go along. So we'll finish up with starting the disease spread. So you draw 3 cards. And each of these cards get, so we've got Seoul, Beijing, and Paris. So each of these get 3 disease markers of their own color. So Beijing is over here, embarrassing myself not knowing what's going on. Seoul, I suppose it's pronounced Seoul. I got Seoul in my feet. Where the hell? Up here. That makes sense. The map is a little bit off. I'll blame that on my inability to figure out where I am. And I definitely know where Paris is. Let's get Beijing out the way. Put these in Paris. Alright, so those 3 cities go into the infection discard. You draw 3 more. Hong Kong. Looks like Asia is getting it real bad. So Kolkata, all these 3 cities get 2 infection markers of their color. So Kolkata gets 2. Was it Hong Kong? Hong Kong, yep, where's Hong Kong? Hong Kong gets 2. And then Essen gets 2. Okay, and then these go into the discard pile. And now you draw 3 more, and these all get 1. Sydney, the Asian attack continues. Milan and Rydia. I'm terrible with these names, so you'll have to forgive me. Sydney, Australia. I know where that is. And what is it? Milan. From Milan to Minsk. One girl's erotic journey. So this is the hub of disaster over here. Now we've put these away into the discard pile. Tidied this up a little bit, and that is that. So now, our next step is we pick a roll card for every player. So I'm just going to shuffle these up a little bit. And we're playing with 2 players, so I will draw 2. Okay, good enough. So we'll be playing with a dispatcher and a contingency planner. Put the other rolls to the side. So what these guys are is the dispatcher: move another player's pawn as if it was yours, and as an action, move any pawn to a city with another pawn. So this guy basically moves people around. And the contingency planner, right here, is as an action, take any discarded event card and store it on this card. When you play the stored event, remove it from the game. So he basically gets to play 2 events. Limit 1 event on this card at a time, which is not part of your hand. So not the best, I don't think. So we'll put this guy down here. Put this guy over here. Dispatcher and contingency planner. So dispatcher is purple. Contingency planner is like a teal color. And both of them start off in Atlanta, the CDC home. And we are far away from disease. So the next bit is we each get 4 cards since it's a 2-player game. And I will deal those now. So there. 2, 3, 4, 4. Okay. So we get our 4 cards. This guy's got 2 blacks, a yellow, and a blue. Them right there. And this guy, 2 red, 2 black. So he's a little bit more focused early on in the early goings here. So we'll put those down like that. And now I am going to shuffle the epidemic cards into this deck. So I'll do that now off camera, and I shall return momentarily. Alright, so we're back. We've shuffled all 6 epidemic cards into the deck. So this game might actually not last very long with 2 people, with 2 rolls that I'm not particularly crazy about in this situation. We've got a dispatcher, contingency planner, all 6 epidemics. So this is like the hardest that the game can get with 2 people, which I think playing with fewer people makes the game a little bit easier. I think because you're not drawing as many cards, but still, we might be in for a very, very short game here. So we prepared the deck. We've given out our cards, and it's now time for the person with the highest population card. So this guy's got 19 million. Yep, 19. And what does this guy have? And grab this. Throw things on the floor instead. 19 and how many does Jakarta have? 26. Jakarta and Delhi. So this guy goes first, actually, over here on the contingency planner. So what basically has to happen is we have to move over there two suites. One of them should probably go to Asia, and one of them should probably go to Europe. So we'll send this guy to Europe. So contingency player gets his 4 actions. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll put him in the heart of Paris. And those are all of his actions just getting over there. And now we will draw 2 cards for him. Bogota and Santiago. So he's got a bunch of yellow. Let's organize his cards a little bit here. He's got 2 yellow, 2 red, and 2 black. Just like that. So what we could do is get the blacks started first. You need 5 of a color, and then you need to bring it to a research station. And we also need to get this guy over there, and I guess we should infect our cities first. So his 2 are done. We're drawing 2. We're infecting Moscow and Cairo, both black. So Cairo goes here. Moscow gets 1 as well. And these go into the discard pile just like that. Okay, so now it's this guy's turn. His ability, as an action, he can move a pawn to any city with another epidemic in it. So for 1 action, he's going to go over to here. That's 1. He's going to get rid of 2, 3, and 4. Is that the best thing to do? Other than that, he has Mumbai, Cairo, Mexico City. Cairo and Mumbai. Mumbai might be a good place to go and build a research station after this. It's kind of central. All right, so I'm going to do that. So he's moved over there 1, 2, 3. Take these off, put them there. And then for his 4th action, he's going to move to Algiers, I guess, to start us going over to towards Mumbai. Okay, that's him. He draws 2. Johannesburg and St. Petersburg. So they'll go into his little piles. We have not run into an epidemic card yet, which is very nice. And I'll just organize myself a little bit over here. And they both have 6 cards. When you get to 7, you have to discard. So that's it for that. Now we draw 2 more cards. We've got Mumbai, where we're headed, and Delhi. So blacks early. Mumbai right there, and Delhi is right there. All right, that's that. These go into the discard, just like that. And his turn is over. So it is now the contingency planner's turn. He is event-based, which is his ability. So he's not going to be able to do anything yet because neither of us have any event cards. What does he have? He's got Delhi for blacks and Chennai. Okay. So, Jakarta, Sydney, Santiago, and Bogota. So he should probably head to... What would he want to do? He needs to get over to Asia real quick, I think. Well, he might as well cure these things. Does that make sense? He's got Santiago, Bogota, Jakarta, Sydney. He's got no, and his nearest blacks are, where's Chennai? However you pronounce that. Oh, there it is. Southern India. So would he want to go there? I don't know. Discard a city card to... So yeah, if you don't know, you can move 1 action to connected cities like Montreal, New York, or Washington to Miami. A direct flight is if you discard a city card, you can move to the city named on the card. And if a charter flight, if you're in the city that matches one you discard, you can go to any city. So if he was in Algiers and he had the Algiers card, discarded it, he can go anywhere. And then you can move between research stations freely as well. And the other things that happen are building a research station is a turn. So you discard a city card that matches the city you're in. You can put a research station. Treat disease, what I just did over here, it takes a turn. You move 1 cube. Share knowledge. Either give the card that matches the city you're in to another player or take that card from another player. So they have to be in the same city and you have to have the card that's in that city. And discover a cure. Discard 5 city cards when you're at a research station and you get a cure to the disease, which is signified down here. So it's the contingency planner's turn. And for his turn, he is going to head over to Jakarta, I believe. So he's going to discard Jakarta. He'll move there for an action. That's 1, 2, 3, and then he might as well cure a little bit out of Hong Kong with his last bit remaining. Okay, so that's his turn. He draws 2 cards. Riyadh and Montreal. So Montreal gets infected. And Riyadh. Maybe I'll get the pronunciation right one day. Riyadh. There it is. How did that have 1? Oh well, too late. It's too late to go back. So he's got 8 cards now. Oh no, he doesn't. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So he's got 7. I might have messed something up there. I don't know why that had a token on it. Oh no, I'm sorry. That's the infection card. What have I done? He just drew these cards. He doesn't get these. That's a rookie mistake right there. So he drew his 2. Flip these. Karachi, Santiago. Now we're back on the plane. Back on the plane to success. So Santiago gets 1. And Karachi, that's the other. Just like that. These guys go into the discard. And then his turn is all set. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. 7 is all the cards that you can hold in your hand. And let's see. So it's now the dispatcher's turn. Move another pawn as if it was your own. As an action, move any pawn to a city with another pawn. So he wanted to go to Mumbai. Cairo's pretty close too. But I think Mumbai is a little bit better. Let's see here. What do I want to do? If he moves there, I don't think he wants to do that. Mexico City, Johannesburg are kind of out of the way. So it would be 1, 2, 3, 4 to get to Mumbai. And then he could build a station. So let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's in Mumbai. His turn is over. Draws 2 cards. Moscow and the Epidemic. So he keeps that. So he's got 5, 6, 7. And the Epidemic card, our first one, the infection marker moves up. That's 1 increase. 2, in fact, you draw the bottom card from the infection deck and puts 3 cubes on that city. So we'll draw the bottom card here, like so. And it's Madrid. So Madrid gets 3 blue cubes, like that. Madrid goes into the discard. And then intensify. Shuffle all the discards in the infection deck and put them on top of the infection deck. And this card is out of the game. So this is the devastating part here, where now this is how the infections actually start to pile up. Sorry, forgive my terrible shuffling. I'll shuffle them off over here on the side. But this is how the infections become more and more difficult to deal with, because we're now going to be seeing the cards that we just saw earlier. And so the cubes are piling up because we are not doing a very good job of getting rid of some of these cubes. So one more shuffle, cut, like that. And then these go on the infection deck again to be drawn again. And he does not get a makeup card. You just get the 2 that you drew. And so he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards. And he's in Mumbai. And then we have to infect cities. We haven't done that yet. So Delhi gets 1 and Milan gets 1. So Milan right here, and then Delhi, which is right here, gets another one. So we're facing a pretty rough shape over here so far. Again, I don't think this game is going to be going particularly well for us, since I am not very skilled at this game, especially with two people. Thinking for two people, all piles up. Take a sip of my alcohol just to make things a little bit easier on myself. Okay, so that was the dispatcher's turn. Now it's the contingency planner's turn. He has Sydney for a card. That's all he can really do. I guess he should go to Beijing and Seoul and take care of things. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's the best he can do, I guess, for now. Separate these piles out a little bit. That's his turn. He'll draw 2. Ho Chi Minh City and an epidemic card, which is unfortunate. So he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He'll have to get rid of 1. He drew an infection card. So he will get rid of Montreal into his discard. Epidemic. Infection goes up 1. In fact, you draw the bottom card. Like so. And it is Johannesburg. It's down in South Africa. Like that. This goes into the discard. And then intensify. Shuffle these. So that came fast and furious. Shuffle these 3 cards. Forget which one is which. Just like that. Doesn't matter. We're drawing most of them. This goes out of the game. And we now draw. We're still at 2. We're in our last phase of 2. So Delhi and Johannesburg. So let's get Delhi first. Delhi gets a 3rd. We're in pretty rough shape. Johannesburg has 3. You can't put 4 on. What happens is when you need to put a cube on a place with 3. A 1 cube goes into each adjacent city instead. This thing also moves the outbreak meter, so we're at 1 now. We were at 0, we're at 1. You lose the game if you have 8 outbreaks in a game, and outbreaks can also cascade. So if you put 1 here and there were 3 in this as well, and you had an outbreak here, that would cause that city to outbreak as well if it had 3 cubes on it. And so it would in turn cause outbreaks in all connected cities. So that's 1. We are now... That is his turn. He's down to 7 cards. And it is now the dispatcher's turn. So dispatcher is going to build in Mumbai. Just like that. Put that there. We need to get to somewhere where I can actually give city cards, which are kind of far away from this at this point. What city is this? This is Delhi. So that is that. Let's go into Delhi. We'll try to put out fires as they come here. So that's 1 action building there, 2 to move, 3. And then with a 4th action, I think we should move him into... his ability is you can move other pawns. So with the 4th action, I'm going to move him there to take care of that, hopefully, without wasting a turn for him to move there, because I can't really do much beyond... that person can't really do much on their own. So we draw 2. Baghdad, and an event. Okay. So the event is airlift. We can move any one pawn to any city. Get permission before moving. I'm playing by myself, so let's stay there. And Baghdad. So yellow's in pretty good shape. So let's get, this guy has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 cards. So I'm going to discard Mexico City. All right. So that is his turn. We drew the cards, and now the infection. So Milan now has 3. Milan is knocking on the door of devastation. Cairo gets 1 cube as well. And then Santiago. Santiago is over here. There we go. Okay, so we're in pretty bad shape, all things considered. A lot of outbreaks on the verge here in, what is this? Milan, Madrid, Seoul, I guess, and Johannesburg is always in bad shape as well. Okay, so that is dispatcher's turn. Now it's the event planner. And these events can be played at any time. They're not in action, so I could use that right now. Would that be helpful? So we need to start working on cures as well, which is the problem. So we could go to, where can we trade? Delhi and Riyadh. Where's Delhi? I'm in Delhi. if he came back from there, that would be great. And he gave me the deli card. He's got the deli card, and if he came back and gave it to me, we'd have 4, and then we could move to Riad, I suppose, and get 5. Huh. Okay. And the dispatcher could actually move him over there pretty easily. So let's see. It's this guy's turn. So let's get rid of 1. 1. Two. That's 2 actions. Let's get him start moving so he doesn't have to waste 2, 3, and 4. And he'll stay in Shanghai. All right. So let's see here. Let me peel the paper off this. That would be his turn. I think that's good. So we'll draw 2. Hong Kong and Khartoum. Hong Kong is nice to keep. He would have 3 either way. So he's got 4. He's got 7. So this really is not all that helpful. He can make 3. And he'll discard. Let's get rid of. Santiago might be nice to keep. Let's get rid of Bogota. So now he's got 1 yellow, 3 red, and 3 black. And that is the end of his turn. Okay, so dispatcher is here. What the dispatcher can do is use his power to move any pawn to a city with another pawn. So we are in... Where the hell are we? We're in Delhi. So as an action, I'll move this guy over to me. That's 1 action done. As an action, we can trade Delhi. This guy has the Delhi card, and he will now give it to this guy. So he's got 4 black cards. He needs 1 more to get a cure. And then, so that's 2 actions. What does he have? He's got Riad and Chennai. So that's 2 actions, 3 and 4. Let's go to Chennai. It's closer to the research station. So 3, 4. That's his turn. Okay? So now he draws his 2. He's got a government grant, which is good. Let's get rid of St. Petersburg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So he needs to get rid of another one too. Essen, I suppose. And then 2, London. So he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He needs to get rid of 1 more. Let's get rid of London. Just picking up these event cards is what's limiting his hand size. So you can add a research station to any city. No city card needed. Let's do that. And let's get it in... yeah, his turn. Well, let's finish his turn and see what happens. Essen gets a 3rd, and we still have 2. Seoul. So we stopped that from happening in Seoul. These 2 go into the discard. So now we need to start thinking about what we're doing here. We have these 2 events. It's this guy's turn. Okay. So he can't move anybody, I don't think, without his turn happening. The dispatcher. So what I'm going to do is contingency planning. His event is useless. If he goes to Chennai and gives me the Chennai card, so that's 1, 2, 3. That's that. He needs to now get rid of a card. So he would play this government grant at a research station to any city. Where does he want it to be? It should be something like... I think it should be something like Milan or Paris, which would be great. I think Paris because it's connected to everything. So we'll put 1 in Paris. Just like that. This gets discarded. And so he did 1. He was in Delhi. 1, 2, 3. He gave me the card. And now as an action, he's going to take this out and put it on himself. And then when he plays it, it gets removed from the game. one event at a time, which is not a part of his hand. So that does not count as his hand. Okay. So, the dispatcher, that's his turn. There's right. 1, 2, 3 was the trade. 4 was getting that. It cost an action for him to recover that. Okay. So that's him. Tehran and Buenos Aires. So Tehran gets 1. That's fine. Keep it in these little limited areas. And Buenos Aires gets the other. Why do I keep doing that? He's not putting those down. He's drawing these cards. So he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you can hold on to both of these. Okay. And he will put that there. Great. And now he draws the infection cities. So Madrid, which is an outbreak, unfortunately. So Madrid is right here. It's got 3. So we put everything connected. Paris gets 1 more. This gets 1 more. Okay. And that is an outbreak. So we're up to 2. Didn't cause any more outbreaks anywhere else. So what are we going to do here? That's Madrid. And 1 more. Moscow. So Moscow gets a black. We need to start curing diseases too. If you ever run out of cubes and you can't put any down, the game's over. So just if you don't know, if the cards are all gone, you lose the game, this draw pile. If you can't draw cubes, you lose the game. And if the outbreak meter hits 8, you lose the game. Those are all the ways that you would lose. Okay, so it's now the dispatcher's turn. Dispatcher has 5 black cards. So he can now get a cure. So he's going to get a cure, you have to go back to the research station. So there's one right here. He's going to discard these 5 black cards. And black disease is now cured. You move that up. So now what that means is anytime you're in a city and you use the cure disease, instead of removing 1 cube, as if I was in Cairo and I did cure disease, instead of removing 1, because we've cured black, you remove all cubes in 1 action. So that's actually pretty good to start off with here. So what we can do is he's now used 2. 1 to get there, 1 to cure. 3 and then 4. Get rid of these black cubes like that. Okay? And does he want to move anyone to a city? He could move... What has he done? He did 1... Oh, it's the event, actually, too, isn't it? So, let's see. He will use this now, move any pawn to a city. So he's going to move this guy over to... Madrid came up, which I will put into the discard now. So let's put him in Milan, which is teeming with bad things happening. And then his turn is over. So he draws the 2 cards. Kinshasa and Beijing. All right, so he's got 2 yellow and a red. And then the infections start hitting. Karachi. Where is that? It's right here. No, that's Kolkata. Where is Karachi? There it is. Next to me. And Riyadh. So Riyadh is back. Right there. Okay. So what are we going to do? Let's tidy up this little area first. So 1 more outbreak, we're drawing 3, which is kind of devastating. So that is purple's turn. It is now the contingency planner's turn. He built that. So he can use his action, I guess, which would be good. He might as well. So he's going to use this event. Doesn't cost an action. He will put a research center in any city. So let's put it over in... Let's put it in Shanghai, I think. It's kind of central. Nice and easy to get to. Okay, so we built a nice little transport station. You can move between research centers as an action if you're on one. So what do I want to do here? I need to As an action, he is. I guess he shouldn't do that yet. He's got more to do than use an action to get out his airlift card. Oh, and this would be gone, right? That's removed from the game. Okay. So he is there. He needs to get rid of 1 action, 2, 3, and 4. Let's just control this area so we can't get any outbreaks going. Like that. And that's his turn. He draws 2 cards. Los Angeles and Washington. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is any of this... He might as well keep... He doesn't really need the black cards anymore. So, Tehran. Where's Tehran? Right there. He will discard Tehran. And he will keep Washington. So he's got 4... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He needs to discard 1 more. He might as well discard Ryad. He might as well... Yeah, I suppose. Get rid of the black cards. They're kind of unnecessary at this point. And that's his 4. And now he infects cities. Exciting. Kolkata. That was just there. It's on the verge of outbreak. And Hong Kong. Hong Kong is... Okay. There we go. Good. Those 2 go back into the discard. Just like that. And now it is the dispatcher's turn. So dispatcher could go through and start wiping stuff out. He can also move any pawn to a city with another pawn. He might... They've cured black, so both of them can wipe out the black diseases. It's not really the most important thing at this point, though. So what does he need to do? He needs to... And what do we need? We need to trade reds eventually. Beijing would be good to go to. Okay, so we'll go here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Kolkata, I don't think is a risk. We'll go like that. We'll make our way around to Beijing. So he's here for now. So that's his 4. He draws his 2. He gets a event card and a blue New York card. The event card is forecast. Draw, look at, and rearrange the 6 cards of the infection deck. Put them on top. Okay. We might want to do that when we reshuffle, so we'll hold on to that one. The contingency plan. We actually have to infect some cities. Beijing. It's a red one. And what's the other one? Paris gets a blue. Paris is on the verge of an outbreak as well, which is kind of sad. Oh, Paris, mon cher. Okay. That's his turn. Now it's the contingency planner's go. He's over there. He should probably control the outbreaks. He could take... So let's control the outbreaks that are in blue, first and foremost. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. That would get the outbreaks under control, which I think is something that we want to do. His turn would be over. He has no actions left, but he's controlled blue pretty well. Is that good enough? He's controlled blue. I think that is all that he can do. So now he's going to draw. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He's got 7 cards, so draws this and an epidemic. So what is this? Remove any 1 card in the infection discard pile from the game. Okay. You may play this between infect and intensify steps of an epidemic. Infect and intensify. Okay. So this will go here. He's going to hold this for now. I think he has to discard a card. He would discard blue, I think. It's the least valuable. We have the least blues out of the both of them. So now it's the epidemic time. This increases, which is terrible. We draw the bottom card, which is terrible. Everything is terrible about an infection. And it's Atlanta. So Atlanta gets 3. Home of the CDC being taken down pretty hard. Atlanta gets the 3. It goes in here. We can now remove 1 from the deck using his event. This event card. So we are going to play that. And then he will... What do we want? So it's either Atlanta... Those are the big cities. Atlanta and Johannesburg. I think Johannesburg is... Well, Atlanta connects to more cities, though, right? 3. Just barely. But I think over here is in better shape, so I want to get rid of Johannesburg. So the card event removes this card from the game. It'll go over there with the other cards that are done. Now we'll shuffle up these. And then we put them back on the top of the infection deck. Oh boy. So this could be bad times. We've done a pretty good job of controlling the disease down to like 2 in each thing. So as long as you don't get like Kolkata, I think we're in okay shape. A little bit more shuffling. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Back on. This is now at 3, so we draw 3 cards. And this gets removed from the game. Atlanta, of course. So we'll do that first. So Chicago gets 1. It's an outbreak because there are 3 already there. Let's organize that a little bit better. Atlanta, Washington, Miami. Or those are the 3. Chicago, Washington, Miami, I'm sorry. And with that, this moves up 1. So the U.S. is getting in rough shape. Hong Kong gets a 3rd. And then the final draw is Seoul. Seoul gets a 3rd. So the red over here is actually getting in rough shape too. We need to get some blues back on the board. These go into the infection discard pile. All right, that was his turn. Right? Oh, sorry. Excuse me for shaking the camera. Have to be more careful about these things. And that was the... God. That was his turn, contingency planner. Right? I'm pretty sure that was contingency planner's turn. So now we would be... Yes, it must be because he has 7 cards. And he just used that one. So the dispatcher now. So now it seems to be a good time. Is it a good time? Hong Kong. Well, not really. Because Seoul and... Was it Hong Kong just came out? So I don't think this is useful yet because we're not in danger of getting any triples. So it's his turn. He needs to go to Beijing, basically. And then we can start getting reds together. He's got 3 reds. He's got 1. So let's get over there. So he'll go here. Clear these out with an action. So that's 2 because we've cured the blacks. So he can get rid of all those. So that's 2, 3, and 4. I guess he should take care of Hong Kong. So 3 and 4. We need to get to Beijing. So 4, just like that. Okay. And that is his turn. Okay, so we're going to draw the 2. Lima and Manila. So he's got 3 yellows, 2 reds. Piling up. Pretty good. He has a total of 7 cards with his event card, which he doesn't want to use yet. So that's his turn. And now we draw the 3 infection cards. Delhi. I always miss Delhi. There it is. Delhi, Santiago. Santiago is quietly becoming a threat. And Madrid. So Madrid gets its 3rd. Okay. So now things are starting to get much more difficult because we're drawing more infection cards. Okay. So that was his turn. He's got 7 cards in his hand, which is the hand limit. And he is, let's see, the contingency planner's turn now. So he should probably cure 1. Okay, so he should probably cure some of this stuff over here. So he should do this. Madrid. That's 1 action. If he moved over to... what does he have? He's got Santiago. Should he go down there and cure it? The dispatcher can call him back if he goes to Santiago. So that's one action. If he discards Santiago, oh, I'm making a mess over here. He discards Santiago, he can move there. So he's there now. That's 2, 3, and you might as well get rid of a 4th, like that. Okay. That is his turn. So now he draws 2. Sao Paulo and Taipei. Sao Paulo is right here behind these cards, and Taipei is right here, which has not been infected by anything yet, so that's good. Put those over there. All right, and now let's tidy up these little sections. Okay, now he draws his 3 infection cards, so we are starting to hit tough shape. Milan, we need to start getting blues back. We're running out of blues. That's that. Essen is up to 3. And then Beijing. Beijing is up to 3 as well. Hopefully we'll be able to cure something soon. Cure the Reds, at least. Okay, that's that. That's his turn. He's got 5 cards in his hand. And it's now the dispatcher's turn. So the dispatcher could move somebody to any other pawn city. So the dispatcher is in Hong Kong. That guy's got Hong Kong. And Manila. Where's Manila? Right there. This might be what we have to do. So we need to start trading these red cards. I need to start giving my 2 to him. So he's going to move. He has Manila. The dispatcher does. So if he goes to Manila as 1, he calls over the Santiago as 2. He'll give him this as 3. So he's got 6 cards in his hands. And then he'll have to move here again as his 4th action. That would be his 4. And I don't think it's time to use the event card yet. I don't think. Draw a 6 in a range. I don't think so. I don't think things are in that dire. The other cards have already gone. Okay. So he's just going to draw his cards. He's got Milan and an epidemic. So let's put Milan on first. Milan has 3 now. He gets that card. He has a total of 7, which is fine. And now we're in trouble because we've got this to deal with. Increase the marker up to 3. Draw the bottom card, which is Istanbul, which is a black, which is actually probably as good as we're going to get. Where is Istanbul? There it is. Like that. That goes there. And then these are going to get shuffled. And at that point, Sao Paulo and Taipei. Where were these? That's a mistake. Oh boy, we'll put them in the discard pile. They were mixed into there, and that was a horrible mistake. Hopefully I'll get better at talking while I'm playing the game and considering what's going on. So I'm going to play the event forecast card that the dispatcher has after I've shuffled these, because we need to control what is happening. So they're shuffled. They go here. I'm going to play it now. Draw a look at and rearrange the top 6 and then put them on top of the deck. So that goes there. So let's see what we got here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what have we got? Beijing is bad. Istanbul is bad. Delhi's okay. Essen is bad. So I'll put those up there. Atlanta is bad. And Santiago is okay. So Delhi and Santiago are the 2 that are all right. The rest of them all have 3s. So we're going to deal with Beijing soon, hopefully. Beijing. So that can go there. Atlanta's okay for now. Istanbul causes big problems too. So Istanbul's got to go last, I think. Just like that. It goes, and then we are on the draw 3 stage here. This gets removed. So Delhi this might be an unstoppable force anyway to damage us. Santiago, we might have been in rough shape, too rough of a shape to actually make that matter. And then Beijing. Beijing gets a 4th, so that's an outbreak. So we get one here. That causes an outbreak over in Seoul. So we've got that for Beijing. That's all I can do there. Now we do Seoul's. So Seoul goes there. And you can't bounce back and forth. So Beijing is over. It's this and this. Okay. And we've got these reds just sitting there for now. These get discarded. Or these get, yeah, they get back in the discard pile. Here. Like so. And now we're in pretty rough goddamn shape. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's got 6. That was the dispatcher's turn, I believe, because that guy wouldn't still be over there. The contingency planner. So now it's his turn. So he needs to get to Beijing so we can get a cure. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Remove that. That's his 4. I think that's the best he can do. And then he's going to draw 2. So Tokyo and Osaka. So he actually could cure everything just by his lonesome now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So he's got 8. He needs to lose 1. Lose Osaka in the discard. And now the dispatcher can actually go somewhere else. He needs to head over to Milan, I think. If the dispatcher goes to Milan, he can start taking care of these things. So he has the Milan card. He will discard it. Fly over there. Did I infect the cities? I couldn't have, right? He was here. What the hell was he? Oh, it doesn't matter. He's gonna do anything anyway. He can go there. I drew cards. I did not infect the cities. So that's the problem. That's what I've got to do here. Milan is... So let's take this back for now. We'll start over. He's got 3, 5, 7 cards. So 1, Atlanta is an outbreak again. 1, 2, 3. We're down to 2 blues. Hopefully there's no more blues. This goes here, which is devastating. Okay, Essen. This might be the game. This is definitely the game. Essen is right here. 1 there. 1 there. It caused an outbreak, but we're out of blues. Can't draw anymore. So that's the game. We lost to the game, and the world is taken over by everything except for the black disease. But that's Pandemic. Good game. I love this game. Maybe video might be better if more people were playing. I wouldn't have to talk all the way through. Hopefully we'll get one of those videos up soon. Maybe the wife will play. And we did okay. We lasted a lot longer than I thought we would with the 6 cards. We ran into 4. Were we about to run into any more? That's the top. So we had like 2 turns, 3 turns until something happened. But yeah, that's Pandemic, one of my favorite games. Thank you guys for watching, and I will be back with more board game footage, more Let's Play stuff like this. And hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like. It always helps. Leave a comment if there's anything you'd like to see. And otherwise, thank you guys very much for watching. I'll see you next time.